Hey everybody, Mark Ellert here. Today we're talking self-love and self-compassion. That's what's up. I want to share this with you because it's something that I've been practicing that I'm proud of. Some of you may know that I actually have quite a few conditions. As someone with a traumatic brain injury, total loss of vision, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as two chronic pain conditions, occipital neuralgia, as well as carpal tunnel syndrome. I have conditions that I have treatment plans, and there's actually limited things that I can and can't do, especially after being diagnosed with my carpal tunnel syndrome. That's a chronic pain condition in my hands where I have to actually limit some of my hand motion, some of the things that I'm doing. Because carpal tunnel syndrome is basically people like myself who are very overactive and they use their hands and their wrists a lot. You actually develop a swelling. It's a soft tissue swelling in the wrist where the soft tissue is so swollen, it's literally compressing the nerve in your hand that runs all the way through your body. So the nerve in your wrist is being compressed and you feel the pain radiating through the whole body. So they tell you to actually not use your hands as much. They give you a treatment plan. That was kind of depressing for me because, like I said, I'm an active person. I really enjoy my physical workouts and taking care of myself. I love playing music. It's a passion of mine. So when they want me to start limiting this stuff, it's really affecting my mental health, as well as the fact that chronic pain itself is actually just debilitating and getting in the way all the time. It's just, when you're in constant chronic pain, it's annoying. It's also annoying that I'm constantly awoken in the night from it because carpal tunnel syndrome is very, very, very similar symptoms to restless leg syndrome. Since the nerve is being compressed, it's not communicating well with the hand and the brain. So sometimes your hand is basically being like, hey, brain, communicate with me what's going on. I'm actually awoken a lot at night where I actually have to shake my hand. I have to basically wake up, stretch, and shake my hands out and do stretching exercises to try to get the blood flow and the communication. It's just annoying. It's constantly waking me up. It's frustrating. It's hard to fall back asleep. It's a chronic pain condition. I have to limit things. It's not very fun. But again, I have a treatment plan. It's being managed pretty well right now. I had surgery in my right wrist, and one of the reasons for that is because to help diagnose the condition. Most doctors didn't want to help me and didn't want to talk to me because of my list of conditions. They were just blaming it on my brain injury, and they didn't really want to help listen to me too much. So it took a long time to find the right doctor, to find the right treatment plan and diagnosis. I went through with surgery just to see how much it would relieve the pain to be able to help me. Once I noticed actually it was relieving a lot of the pain in my right hand, we were able to know this is carpal tunnel syndrome. We're positive. So we adopted a treatment plan for carpal tunnel where I'm limiting some of my actions and movements. I wear arm braces at night to help, and I do stretching and things. But now the reason for this too is because my doctor, even after surgery, I came back and said, "Hey, it helped a little bit, but I'm still having pain all the time. It's a little bit better than my left hand, but I'm still having a pretty good amount of pain in my right hand." My doctor basically told me, like, Mark, even though we did the surgery, it helps relieve some of the pressure, but you're still going to have compression in your wrist. Carpal tunnel is a lifelong condition. When you have that much swelling, the nerve is being compressed that bad, we can help take some of the pressure off, but we can't completely relieve it. Even when you limit things and do a treatment plan, we can't relieve carpal tunnel syndrome. It's basically something you're going to have for life. So hearing that was depressing. That's I kind of hit the bottom of the bucket and I wasn't enjoying that. It depressed me. I wanted to find the right treatment plan to be active and do the things that I enjoy without this chronic pain. I also later realized it took me so many doctors and so much to get this proper diagnosis. When you think about it, if doctors literally fix your problem right away, you're not going to be a reoccurring customer. You're not going to be coming back. You're not going to be helping pay their medical bills or pay for their school. Being a doctor, they're compassionate and they're kind and they want to help people, but at the same time, it's a business. They would like their clients to keep coming back so they can actually have the constant clientele coming. They actually like to have their income. They like to actually promote their business and have it running well. So there's sometimes you have to really consider this with your doctors. Your doctors want to help you, but sometimes doctors want you to keep being a patient. So that's why you really can't take everything they say 100% seriously. It's good to rotate and change doctors and get multiple ideas for a treatment plan and see where things lie in between. It's good to get different opinions and see who can help you with certain things and what information you have. But once you've seen a multitude of doctors, you've gotten different treatment plans, they're all about the same and they all say the same thing that it's lifelong. It makes you want to find an alternative. It just makes you want to think outside the box. And that's why I'm here today, everybody. It's because with my carpal tunnel, I've actually been limiting my activity quite a bit, and I still have the constant chronic pain all the time still, even though I'm treating it and doing the same treatment plan. I still am constantly seeing my orthopedic for him to diagnose the condition, to just addressing the treatment of the chronic pain. And just every time I see him, he still just tells me, Mark, it's a chronic pain condition you're going to have for life. There's not much we can do about it. I started adopting my own treatment plan recently. I thought about something because the only thing my doctor ever did basically is he's telling me, Mark, when you're having chronic pain like this, here, he gave me a prescription. He's giving me prescription to moderate the pain when it's at a really bad time. But that's another thing is I don't want to just be popping medication just to help relieve the pain if it's going to be a lifelong thing. If it's going to be lifelong, I don't want to be taking anti-inflammatories all day to kill my liver and kidney just to have actually a little bit of relief for a period of time when in a couple hours is coming right back. I don't want to just be literally addicted taking medications just to ignore the problem for a short period of time when it's still going to be the same problem. Because also my family, my bloodline, is notorious for actually addiction. I even also myself have had an addiction issue. So I have issues with actually just popping medications. I don't like taking them unless they're absolutely necessary. And I'm one of those people where I don't take pain medication just to relieve pain. That's just kind of how I am. I just don't like to just take pain management just to ignore the problem. I like to be mindful and aware of it, and I like to just be assessing it and treating it. So I didn't want to just take pain medication just to ignore it, have it come back in a couple hours, and it's still just to be a lifelong condition. I adopted something new. I did some research, and actually, there's a lot of foods that actually have natural anti-inflammatory properties to them. And don't get me wrong, you can't just eat like one food all day because you would literally, most of these foods, they actually have small things in them that actually help with anti-inflammation. But it's actually, even though there's just a small amount, when you actually add multiple of these things throughout the day and you're doing it on a daily basis, it can really, really help. That's why I'm a creature of habits, everybody. I'm one of those people where I've literally been eating the exact same thing every day for every meal for years. I eat the same thing for breakfast. I eat the same thing for lunch. I occasionally rotate my dinners. But when I found this list of foods is actually natural anti-inflammatory, I was stoked to change my diet because, again, I'm a creature of habits. But these are foods that are going to actually help me. And the more I kept reading this list of foods, half of these foods are things that I love. I'm literally going to be incorporating new foods into my diet that I enjoy that are going to help with my chronic pain condition. So it's win-win-win, everybody. And the reason I'm making this video, I've been on my diet now for about 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks that I'm noticing a significant difference. Just literally on a daily basis, just incorporating a little bit of this, a little bit of that, changing certain food types and the styles that I eat. Example, fiber. High fiber is a really great thing for anti-inflammation. So in the morning, instead of cereal, I will actually make oatmeal. I love oatmeal and it's high fiber. It helps a lot. And the cereals that I do eat are really high fiber. And even in my oatmeal now, something that helps a lot with inflammation is blueberries. I freaking love blueberries. I throw a handful of blueberries in my oatmeal as well as a spoonful of cinnamon, which is also an anti-inflammatory. There's so many anti-inflammatory foods I didn't know about. Then again, if I just stuck to cinnamon, I'd have to literally eat ungodly amounts of cinnamon. But because there's so many of these food types, I don't have to just stick to one. I have found a ton of food types that I like a lot that I can incorporate into my diet that is going to help with my inflammation. And again, in 2 weeks, I'm noticing a significant difference. Significant difference in my chronic pain. It's relieving a lot of the pressure and a lot of the compression. I'm feeling a lot of relief, everyone. So it's great to see a doctor and have a right treatment plan, but it's also good to adopt one of your own. It's good to see other doctors and get different opinions. It's good to come back to the doctor and get straight information. It's nice when they tell you it's going to be a lifelong condition and they want you to adopt this plan. But when they say lifelong and they say you got to find ways to do anti-inflammation, this, that, and the other, find it an alternative way. Don't just be popping medications that don't necessarily do exact every single thing. Find a way to kind of, adjust it to yourself. Make it your treatment plan. Make it identifying for you and how it can help you specifically. If you're like me and you're against anti-inflammatory pills and popping things all day, find an anti-inflammatory diet, everyone. It's good to find your own treatment plan and to find things that help you. Self-love and self-care. Self-love, baby, that's what I'm doing. When my carpal tunnel first happened, I was miserable. I was really having a hard time with it. But I have found ways to incorporate small daily doses of the things that I enjoy and not doing it overboard. It's still giving me that self love and self compassion, the things that I enjoy. And I'm actually finding ways to change my diet to actually just help me and relieve my pain and my chronic symptoms all the time. I've been able to find a treatment plan and adopt it for myself that's helping me, everyone. You can do the same thing, everyone. When you're told something, you don't have to follow the exact same guideline. Do a lot of research on the internet. It's a free information on the internet, and you can adopt your own treatment plan, everybody. Everybody, if I can do it, you can do it, everyone. I'm relieving a lot of my chronic pain, and I want you to do the same thing. Self-love and self-care. Take care of yourself, everybody. I'm doing it. That's why I want you to do the same thing. Until next time, do self-love and self-care, everybody. Keep it sexy. Make good choices. I'll catch you on the flip side.